Think about the apps you use every single day. Netflix, Airbnb, Pinterest, multi-billion-dollar platforms powered by thousands of engineers and millions of lines of code. At some point, you've probably said to yourself, I'm sure I could have built this. Well, today that's no longer a joke, because for the first time ever, we've now reached a point where you, at home with zero coding experience, can build an app just like this from scratch. Not mockups, not UIs, not demos, the real full functioning thing. And I mean everything: payments, authentication, integrations, backend, everything that goes into making a web app run. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can do this using one of the fastest growing AI web app builders in the space right now, EMERGENT.sh. And what better way of showing you how to do this than rebuilding 3 of the biggest websites on the internet right now. So the plan is simple. I'm going to rebuild Netflix, Pinterest and Airbnb using this platform to show you just how easy it is to do. And we're going to make sure each one of them are usable, functional, and do exactly what we want them to do. No mockups, no UIs. This is going to be the full thing. And my favorite thing about Emergent is that it's the first agentic vibe coding platform. And what does that mean? It means you get a coding agent to come alongside your building process. Think of it like your own personal ChatGPT or a second developer that's sitting there with you, clarifying that they have all of the details you need to build your application so it comes out exactly how you imagine it. Look, by the end of this video, you're going to realize that building software isn't reserved for Elon and Zuckerberg, but for me and you as well. So let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so we want to come up with a prompt. You can get ChatGPT or something like that to create the prompt for you at this stage. But since we're just going to be cloning, let's do Netflix first. Since we're just going to be cloning Netflix, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to say make a clone of Netflix and use video trailers from YouTube on the platform instead. So when we do that, I'm going to press enter and I'm going to let Emergent do its thing. So the good thing is, on the left hand side here, you'll see this is the chat area. This is where you get to talk to the agent, talk to Emergent itself. And on the right is essentially where you're going to see your application as it's going through. Okay, so you can see through the building process, it's now stopped, and the agent here is asking me some questions. Before it finishes building, it's saying, let me clarify exactly what it is that you'd like before I move on so I make the right thing when the output comes out. And this is why I really like the fact that this has an agent working alongside it, unlike the competitors. So it says, before I start building your Netflix clone, I need to clarify a few things. Number 1, core features. Which of these features would you like? Browse TV shows by category, search functionality, detailed movie pages to show trailer and playback, add a my list, or all of the above. So I'm just going to say, for number 1, I would like all of the above. Number 2, content source. Should I use the TMDB, the movie database, for real show data, and the YouTube trailers recommended, and it has the API keys ready. Now this is another thing that makes Emergent really, really cool. A lot of people who are coming into building applications don't know what API keys are, don't know how to connect different applications. Emergent has pre-built API keys. So like I said, I've been a software engineer for a long time, so I know what API keys are. But if you're fresh, have no idea what API keys are, any of the backend detail, you don't even need to delve into that, which some of the other platforms will ask you. So it has API keys built inside it. Is also what it recommends. So I'm going to say, yes, please use TMDB API. And then for number 3, video playback for trailers, embed a YouTube player in a modal overlay, Netflix style, separated page or inline player on hover like Netflix preview. Let's say inline player like Netflix preview. And then number 4, design specifics, dark theme, classic, or would you like the exact Netflix layout with a hero, banner, and scrolling rows? Let's go for the exact Netflix, Netflix layout. And then for user accounts, do you want no authentication? Yes, please. Basic auth for a personalized experience. So authentication is essentially using your email and password to log into it. Let's, just so I can show you that Emergent can actually do that. Let's also say for number 5, add basic authentication, please. I'm going to send that over to the agent. The agent's going to read that based on what it's sent to me, and then I'm going to carry on running. As this might be a good time to quickly show you that you can actually save some of these. If you're technical enough and you have a GitHub account, you like to save your source code somewhere, you can save this fully built agent directly to GitHub using this this button right here at the bottom left. You could also attach any let's say you have any images, any kind of aspects that you'd want to be included within your application, or if you have a few diagrams that you'd like to help the agent come up with an exact image of what you have in your head, you can also use it right there. So there's a couple of cool features. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly jump forward to let this do its thing, and then we'll hop back in when it's done. Okay, so it's been doing its thing for about 4 or 5 minutes, and you can see it kind of goes through all the steps here. It's planning the architecture, creates 5 files. You can see it creates the login, the browser, the navigation bar, all of that kind of stuff. If you want to look into it, you can. But it's creating all of the files. It's full, proper development that's happening right in front of your eyes that you are going to own. So it creates all of that, does all the steps. And then on top of that, it actually takes some screenshots of what it's created. So you can see the first one it took was a screenshot of what's on the left here, which is the preview. I'll show you that in a minute. But this is the first screenshot. Looks pretty good. Cool. These are a couple more screenshots of what it's going to look like. And this one here as well, which looks pretty similar to Netflix. I think you guys will find. That's really, really cool. And then the agent has come back and said to us, quickly actually, I'll show you a preview of what it looks like here on the left. This is functioning, or slightly functioning, because you can see here it says the front end of the Netflix clone progress update. So for those of you who don't know, a application like this has a front end and a back end. So the front end is everything that you see. The back end is literally how everything works, how everything connects in the back to make sure that if you click on this thing on the front, if you do this action on the front, behind the scenes, that process happens exactly how you want it to. So it's come through. Our latest update says, I've created a Netflix clone using the front end feature and authentication. Start on Netflix, hero banner, scrollable rows, and it lists all of the things essentially that is created. The next steps, would you like me to continue with the backend development, which is the API integration, the user registration, or authentication, managing on my list, using a database, search functionality, and all of that. So you can say, looks good, please continue. What we're going to do is we're going to let the agent complete the backend development, and then we'll fully test out our Netflix app. And what we'll do as well, obviously it's going to be a full copy of Netflix, it's not what we want. We'll try to adjust it so it's our own version of it. We'll change the name, change the color scheme, see if the functionality still works, and if we need the agent to fix anything, we'll also get it to do that. So we'll hop back into it when it's done. Okay, so it's gone through creating the backend. The agent is now asking me if it said it's gone through. I created the backend, gone through backend testing with all 14 tests passing, functionality and authentication. Does it want me to allow it to do some front end testing? Before that, let's see if we can try it out for ourselves. So I've set it up to not allow you until you have a proper user login. So let me just quickly create one. Let's just put this password, I guess. Sign up. Okay, now we're signed up. And here we are, ladies and gents. I think you can probably say it for yourself. This is a pretty good copy of Netflix. We're on the homepage, TV shows. It looks like the nav bar isn't working yet. That's fine. But if we click more things on Stranger Things here, it pops up just like it would on Netflix. If we click play, nothing as of yet. Let's see, this is Utopia. Can we... So the buttons aren't fully working yet. Maybe that will work better after we let it do the front-end testing. But from a UI point of view, right now, it's looking really good. Let's allow it to do its thing, and then we'll carry on. Okay, so the testing agent for Netflix is still running. But what I'm going to do, since this is taking a little bit of time, which it should do, it's creating a full-blown app at the end of the day. So I don't want it to be quick. I want it to be correct. So while it's doing that, we can actually create our other applications in parallel, just because we're going to have to do this again for Pinterest and for Airbnb. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come and add a new tab here at the top. And then there's already a little thing for clone Airbnb here. It's a pretty simple prompt, but we'll start there. Make that kick off. And then we'll add one more. And then I'll say, create a clone of Pinterest. But let's make this one a little bit, a little bit more of our own. But for entrepreneurial content. Name it Trev Interest. Terrible name, but you get what I'm trying to get at. And use a dark color scheme with green, with black, gray, and let's say blue. And we're gonna make that kick off as well. Okay, so I've been tinkering with all three products. I've kept Airbnb as Airbnb, but I've adjusted Netflix to be Trevflix, and then I've created Pinterest, but a Pinterest-like platform, but for just entrepreneurial kind of stuff, businessy kind of stuff instead. So let's get to the big reveal. We'll start off with Netflix. You can see we now have Trevflix, which actually looks pretty good. I did change the color scheme. I wanted lighter tones instead of dark ones, so I said to use white with blue and green instead of just black and red, just so we have something different to what Netflix normally looks like. But you can see here, it looks pretty good. The one thing I might tell the agent to do is maybe add the titles of the movies on top of these, but that's a small tweak that we can do. But if you click into these, yeah, you can see you can literally launch the trailer for whatever it is that you're looking to watch. So if we click on something else, you can see the it links to the YouTube trailer for it. I don't want to play it, copyright and all of that, but you see it looks pretty good, functions pretty well. You can even add your own list. I think this nav bar still isn't working properly, so that's something I would have to you can see this is a front-end preview only. Please work with the service to enable back-end functionality. I think just because I've been off it for a little while. But essentially, that's Netflix. It's come out pretty well. And then we'll go to Airbnb. I've essentially replicated Airbnb almost exactly what it's like. Color schemes, tone, that kind of thing. But what I did add was a bit of AI. So one thing that Emergent has is the ability to add, LLMs, and other AI models directly into it. So if you wanted to have an improved version of an existing website, kind of like Airbnb here, but it has AI pick out some recommended places for people to stay at based on what they've clicked on, what they seem to like, what they've hearted, what they've booked before. And this is what I've added at the top of this here. But as you can see, the layout is excellent. This essentially looks like what Airbnb would look like. You kind of search your destinations, when, how many guests you want to add, all of that stuff. Some popular destinations here. If I click on this, it looks like The calendar here probably needs fixing, but everything else seems pretty good. Reviews, you can message the host here. This one here, I've just used it with dummy data instead of using the full application, just for the for this video. But you can see the functionality is really great. It's really, really good. You can heart whatever product or whatever villa or place you'd like. There's different types: cabins, beachfronts, castles, desert, all of that kind of stuff. So that's Airbnb. I'd say that's pretty good if I do say so myself. And then last but certainly not least, we have Trevor, which is not Pinterest, but it's the entrepreneurial idea version of it. You can see here, I don't want it to look exactly like Pinterest, but it still has some similar functionality. The images pop up here. You can like, you can comment on them. Say we click into this one, it pops up as you would. This is apparently Sarah Chen who's posted this. This is also used dummy data, but if we can comment on it, say wow, nice, post our comment, and then it gets added to it. So essentially it would function like how Pinterest does. Like I said, right now it's using dummy data, so it's just using it a little bit so we can make something quick to showcase for you guys for this video. And if I do say so myself again, this is actually pretty good. You can create boards, pin different images to different boards, just like how you would on Pinterest, and then you have your own profile created, things that you've saved, the boards you've created, that kind of stuff. So that is the third application. I want to know what you guys think. I think this is groundbreaking. I think this is pretty amazing, and it's a really, really cool application. Something I came across pretty recently, and I've been tinkering with it for a little while. So I thought I'd make this video, share this with you. Oh yeah, quickly before I go, if you want to actually deploy this, you want this somewhere live, you can click deploy here where the agent is finished talking to us. But if you click X here at the top right, you'll see there's also another deploy button there. So if you click either one of those, these cost 50 credits a month, so I won't do it at the moment, but you can do health checks. But when you click start deployment, you can either put it on a temporary domain for now, or if you have your own domain, you literally connect it up, and that's your app live running on the internet on your domain exactly how you want it. Incredible, amazing. Right, so that is the video. This is emergent.sh. Make sure you guys check it out. Something I do recommend. It is one of the fastest growing AI web application creation tools, and you can see why. I think it's pretty incredible. Check it out. The link will be in the description below. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.